All right, okay, and so folks in viewers line, wherever you are, however you join us, pleasant welcome to you to another edition of the program Image Spotlight on Image TV. And so, wherever you are at this moment, I just hope that you are good in health and with a sound mind, and that you're thinking about doing something positive or doing something positive that will benefit you or your nation at large. For this, too, is Mama Liberia, and all we have to do is to become positive thinkers. Image Spotlight is a 1 hour interactive discussion where we confront the issues that matter most to our nation, peace, progress, and people. And today I'm sitting in the presenter seats, David Siwalu, and we are going to take a hard look at three pressing challenges facing Liberia. One, the rise in drugs abuse, the alarming unemployment, and the increase, that is the decrease in US rate. And also, we are going to be looking at the growing disrespect for officers that represent the rule of law in Liberia. So wherever you are, however you're following, I just ask that you stay still. Don't you go away. You can also contribute to this program by leaving your comment in the comment section. And whatever way you are monitoring this program and whatever feedback or whatever issues you are having with the program, you can please let us know also in the comment section so that we can work on it. So if you just joined us once again, a pleasant welcome to Image Spotlight on Image TV with me, David Siolu. And on today's edition of the program, I'm hoping to be joined by the man Clinton Carter, who together we are going to be carrying this edition of the program. But until then, stay tuned. Let's take this break to be right back.
Fine, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been around working on some projects for my institution. Wow, that's good to hear. As for me, I'm just completing my 6 months training in professional journalism in the Global Image Professional Training Program. Global Image Professional Training Program equips young people with practical skills in ICT, journalism, entrepreneurship, communication, and personal development, the tools they need to thrive in today's competitive world. It is being offered by Global Image Liberia. Wow, this is good. I must visit their campus and learn more about their programs. Global Image Liberia is located in the Thinkers Village, Hope Community on the Life Gospel Foundation School campus, or you can call 0886 960794 or 0772 608294. Hey girl, how are you doing today? Hey Scott, I'm doing fine, it's been a while. Yeah, I've been around working on some projects for my institution. Wow, that's good to hear. As for me, I'm just completing my 6 months training in professional journalism in the Global Image Professional Training Program. Global Image Professional Training Program equips young people with practical skills in ICT, journalism, entrepreneurship, communication, and personal development, the tools they need to thrive in today's competitive world. It is being offered by Global Image Liberia. Wow, this is good. I must visit their campus and learn more about their programs. Global Image Liberia is located in the Thinkers Village, Hope Community on the Life Gospel Foundation School campus, or you can call 0886 960794 or 0772 608294.
You will come in, will fear, yeah, good. You will come.
All right, okay, and so folks, once again, a pleasant welcome to the program Image Spotlight on Image TV, and I have been joined by Clinton Carter, who will be with me on today's edition of the program. And like I said earlier, there are a lot of interesting things that we are going to be looking at, that we are going to be taking a look at, and I would like to say a pleasant welcome to you, Clinton, and welcome to the program.
Okay, welcome, CEO. Welcome. Let me say thank you ever so much for welcoming me to this important discussion tonight.
All right, and so Clinton is one of our very strong, hardworking reporters on this platform, and it's good to have you on. And as we have discussed, as we have talked about, there are a lot of interesting things happening in the country, and we are going to be taking a look at few. Three of those things that we are going to be talking about. One has to do with uh, the decrease in the U.S. rate. Another has to do with the disrespect for officers of the rule of law in the country, and this is getting on the rise. And lastly, we are also going to be taking a look at, the issue of just abuse in the country, where every day, every morning you wake up now, you see in the street someone is losing their lives. You see in hospitals someone are being treated for substance, and this is getting on the rise. And this is something that we actually need to talk about. And so, Clayton, welcome to the platform, and we can go quickly into our discussion for today's program. And firstly, I would like us to begin with the growing increase in drugs abuse in the country. And as we all know, across Liberia, one of the most devastating threats to our young people and community is the rise of drug abuse. The streets of
Yep.
Monrovia and others urban centers are flooded with substances like cooch, cocaine, heroin, and tramadol. And most of all, the one that we're hearing now, they say, I know, pop and die or what.
Uh, yeah. Anjo spa.
Yeah, on
Once
the
you
spark and
spag
die.
it, you just have to die. Yeah, Anjo
Yeah,
spa. Yeah.
spark and die. And these things are getting on the increase. And we have all seen the heartbreaking images of young men and women, many of whom are just teenagers, wasting away in ghettos, losing their potential to addictions, and families
Mhm.
are being torn apart, and communities are living in fear as drug use fuels theft, violence, and hopelessness. And this is continuing to get on an increase. Despite we see effort by the government, despite we see effort by civil society organizations, despite we see efforts by the LDA, but yet and still, this is things coming on the increase. So what is the cause? What are the cause of these things that they are continuing to come on the increase? Is it that stringent measure are not being put into place? Is it that the borders are open so these things can come in anytime? Or is it that we have big hands that are involved in it, so no matter what they do on the surface, it's not actually targeting those individuals who are really in the act? What is actually the cause? What are some of those reasons why we continue to see these things on the entries? Clayton, it's up to you.
Okay, so I see what I'd like to say. Many thanks to you for inviting me on this platform tonight to share my own view, my own knowledge when it comes to the issue of the rise in illicit drugs in our country, Liberia. So, if you ask me what is the issue, what is the cause of drugs being on a high increase in our country, I will firstly say I'll firstly start with the issue of the security. Like in recent time, if you follow the Facebook, the social media, there was an issue where one of the high officials in the just informant agency daughter was allegedly caught with was allegedly caught around Jos area, and then on a phone call, the audio that was played on Facebook, you found out that he was giving comment to his a honor guys to release his daughter, honor a comment, and those guys like they resisted. And so it just had to do with those that are in authority. Like those BB hands are the one that continue to you getting
Okay.
me?
Yes, we have been joined
CEO.
by our boss. Yes, I'm getting you. We have just been joined by our boss. Welcome,
Okay.
Mr. Don.
So
Thank you. Abba, thank you for welcoming here. Yeah, I'm here. I saw you people. I was just on a live show right now on my phone, not here on screen yet, but I saw you. So and I get interested in the discussion, so I'm here.
Okay. So, Clayton, you can go
okay,
ahead.
welcome, Chief.
Thank you,
Okay,
Clinton.
so like I was saying, yeah, so a few weeks ago, we when it hit the internet where we saw high officials in the DA detachment, daughter was allegedly caught with the illegal substance, and then those guys he communicated with those guys to release, to give the phone to his daughter, and they were like, crashing on that discussion. At the end, it led to his untimely suspension, where because when Baga suspend, you just know that I don't know whether you come back now. So that's it. That's how the whole story ended. So what I want to say is that the issue of the judge in our country, it had to start from the behance. Like those that we interested them with the power, with the authority to fight against the substance, are the one that are encouraging people, going around it. So that's the issue in our country. And then on the other scene, we will say peer pressure. Peer pressure is one of those two. Is actually you know to be in Liberia. Peer pressure, like you will be friendly with a guy and he will continue to pressurize you. Oh my man, my man, you can't spy you don't. Oh my man, you can't do the one you don't. So that pressure from your friend will encourage you. If the man will continue making the pressure on you. Oh my man, you wear John, everybody you wear junkie. Oh my man, start the thing back. I think that
Uh, I think we are having some problem with Clayton network. And so Clayton has said a lot of things that I would just like to stress on. One, he says, well, those who we have given our trust
at
to
the end it just
spearhead.
hello,
Yeah, yeah, Clayton, you are on. Go ahead.
hello.
Yes, Clayton, go
Okay,
ahead.
so like I was saying, I said I said one of the causes of the rise in the issue of drugs in Liberia is unemployment. You find out that when people are less busy, that whenever someone is less busy, they will go around, hanging out with all kinds of friends, and at the end they will introduce them to so
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So, Clinton, I think you have to make some adjustment, a bit of adjustment, and then you can come back on because we are not actually getting you. You are coming in broken. But there are a lot of interesting things that he have said. One has to do with those who are in authorities. They need to stand up and do what they were placed there to do. Secondly, he talked about peer pressure, and this whole issue about peer pressure is one thing that I always have a different view towards each time we have this discussion and people say peer pressure. And at times I said to myself and I ask, I mean, is peer pressure really the cause? Because there are others who are growing up in worse condition. There are others who are coming up in condition where they are facing serious difficulties, where they're facing peer pressures at all level in the workplace, on their campuses, in the streets, when they go on program, they see all of these things happening. But yet then still, they still remain good, they still remain straight, and they do not get involved into those things that they see their colleagues getting involved into. So this whole issue of peer pressure, sometimes when it come up, I just sit and ask myself, is peer pressure actually the reason for which we see our youth are going wayward? Is peer pressure actually the reason for which we see our youth going astray, getting themselves involved into substance abuse? Well, I will leave it for our boss, Mr. Don, to come in and have a say.
Okay, thank you, David. Thank you for the program, and thank you, Clinton, for joining. Quickly, Joy says he want to join, but let him follow the chat room. The stream,
okay,
the link is there. He can click on the link and follow the instruction, and
yeah.
then you
I
can
think
join.
you
But
can send
again, I
it
want to thank
stuff
you
with
guys
you.
for this program. I was just on live on another platform, my platform, not the stream. Yeah, I was there discussing on that bullying thing we were doing to that girl yesterday. So the girl Tracy that they were trying to bully on do carry on cyber bullying, and I was
Oh,
discussing it.
yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to
Mhm.
discuss it, and and I also hit on some women issue. But the thing here is, I mean, that's a great thing about the issue of the drugs and drugs. The fighting drugs. Women came on the streets at August 7th, and they put a
August
petition.
7,
The
yeah.
president came. The president took action, like dismissing people from the DEA. The president came, set up an interim team. The president set up a task force, to fight the drugs. And the concern here is, why are drugs still in the country? Well, drugs. I want to let you know today that drug is not an easy thing to fight. Drug is a devilish, thing. It's demonically controlled, and because it has money involved to quiet it down. Even the great United States and Mexico, the Canada, the rest of the people, they are still fighting drugs. They're only different from us, from them, and from Liberia, or from us to them. The difference between us is they have the technology to fight it, to get the technology to go after the cartels. They have means to get them. They have sources of collecting them, and they have means to detect possible, drugs, or then. And so for us, it's difficult for us until to really fight drug. We need the country. It got to be done on a holistic basis. So the thing is, why are the drugs still in the country, even though we're fighting it, and then they still, we have porous border. First, let's talk about the porous border. We have 3 neighboring countries, and one is the Atlantic Ocean. So the cardinal points position of Liberia, we have about the west between is Bonner to Sierra Leone, is the north is in Guinea, the east is Ivory Coast, the south is on the Atlantic Ocean. So the 4 cardinal bordering areas of Liberia, 4 of them have issues. So the men may not smoke on the drug through the RIA or through the Freeport of Monrovia directly. But what's going to happen when you come at the RIA, they will brush him up because the security there. Maybe to the port, somehow they will grab him, but it will be the chances to the port is maybe to grab a drug cartel to the port of Monrovia. The chances be 3 to 10. Now, but when it comes to the porous border aspect, our border landscape or landmark or whatever with Guinea is wild. So that you could even jump, you could see your imaginary line, but you can just jump from left to right in the north area, even Guinea, Liberia from Guinea. Same with Sierra Leone, same with Cote d'Ivoire. So what happening is that the government need to improve the security system along the borders through the immigration and the drug enforcement agency of Liberia, or through the joint security, so they can improve the borders. Because if you have a porous border, the possibility of drugs coming into your country is very high. So if you have poor security management or security network, the possibility of drugs coming into the country will be so high as well. Take for example, on the sea, how equipped is our Coast Guard? The Navy, if we ever have one, but I know about the Coast Guard. Okay, how equipped is our Coast Guard? How equipped is our Navy? So what you need to do, because what a drug catcher will do, they will put everything on stage, from the sea, bring a deep sea, and get connection with the people up land, and then they go deep sea, use the Nuclear Town, use West Point, and use all Joel is here finally, and use those area so they can be able to come and transport the drugs. So they say, my car will be deep sea because I cannot navigate through the port of Monrovia. I cannot come, inland. So what I would do, I will stay right here. Then you bring your canoe, so the guy may let me. I'm saying allegedly, right? It's one of the means. They will go on deep sea, grab the drugs there, put it on it like they go to fishing, and they come, they smoke it in the country. And the cartels go there, they get they go there to get that drugs, and they give it to whosoever they want to give it to. Now, the victims of the drugs in the country are the young children. The children between the ages of 12 to 25. Most of them have been in the street, fought in the street, girls and boys, fought in the street, using the drugs, taking in the drugs on a daily basis. So what can the government do? Government need to increase the security on drugs by improving the security on the borders, pay them well. Because you cannot pay one DEA officer $200 on a monthly basis. After tax, he come to 175 or 180 or say 165. And then that man went on a drugs operation, and the drugs cartel look at him. The owner of the drug look at him and say, "Hey, Mr. David, you work with DEA?" "Yes, sir, I work with DEA. I'm the batch officer. I am this person." Now you bossy about it. But mind you, you don't even have food to your house. Your children's school fee, you thinking about September 2, your children are not in school. And that guy look at you and say, "Look, gee, look, get the thing go." That guy look at you, he's gonna 20, not like $100, but 20,000 US dollars to close him up. And that's why most of the people at the DEA, some of them are building mansions, but they are making $150. Have we asked ourselves, why are they building mansions? And they are making $150. Have we really asked ourselves? No, we haven't asked ourselves that questions. So the DEA need to be strengthened. But again, somebody will say, "Look, Mr. Don, the justification is given, they should not steal." Why it is true. But if you get passion about doing something, you should go and serve with passion. If the money is small, you resign and find something else to do. But you cannot be there working in the interest, in the quote unquote, in the interest of the government of Liberia, and then at the same time, you were exploiting them, the government, by getting more money off from the system. Getting money from drug cartels. So there are many ways to fight the drugs. But again, they need to strengthen the DEA, make them very, very robust. That even one officer of the, look, Liberia problem, like Amla Mami will say, Liberia problem is not hard to solve. It's very easy to solve. It's very easy to solve. The only way we need to cut down waste in government budget and increase budget on national security. The DEA, the AFL, the National Police, the immigration, the other security apparatuses. We need to increase their budget. And security officers making mere $150, $250, nothing. If you're giving the man, say, "Look, your net home, your take home pay will be $500. Say that when you carry home. Say, "I will not take tax on your money." To encourage the man, you get a person insurance for the cover in their family. You get a person, you say, "Look, that beggar, why is beggar red? I'll get a beggar red." And you get operational car to pick them up from a people pick up and carry them. So that $500 or even $400, $450 to carry home monthly, it can be able to sustain them. But until the security, the government put more money in security operations, obviously I can let you know, and you pay them well. If you can do that, drugs will continue to be on the market and our trend will suffer. So I'll stop there now and listen to the rest of you guys.
Until you pay them well, drugs will continue to be on the market, and our children will continue to suffer. And that's it from Mr. Don there. And most of the time we see these things happening, and we sit and we wonder what's going on, what is happening, why is this issue not coming to an end, why are there no solutions to it? And it's just simple. It's just simple. Now, Mr. Don't talk about the issue of the folks there at the Drug Enforcement Agency being underpaid and whatever. Now, knowing fully well that that was the salary that you are going to receive, and yet that still you sign up for the job. So you being underpaid and you getting involved in the corruption is no excuse. You knew that that is what you are going to get as a salary, and you sign up for it. So once you have signed up for it, it means that you should work for what you have agreed to receive. And another thing is, I think more tougher measures needs to be put in place. Like someone was suggesting some weeks ago that life imprisonment. Dealers, if dealers are caught, let them go in prison for life. That will send a message to other would-be dealers, and then they will know that some serious things are happening. Secondly, if these guys are caught in the ghettos and they are taken to the cell or whatever, don't just release them and put them back in the street. Have these guys we have our streets here that are dirty every day. We have our drainages here that are getting clogged. You get those people, they are sitting over there in South Beach and they're duping people every day. They are relaxed. You get them on every morning, they clean our streets. You get them on every morning, they clean the dump sites. You get them on every morning, they clean the drainages and they go back in prison. Then, if they are sent out of there, when they come back, they will get to understand the difference. So there are some tougher measures that needs to be put into place. And when this is happening, definitely it will send some fear. But right now, there is no fear. The people get into these arts, they consider it as a business, and they are doing it every day. They do not care about whether police are coming to raid. They do not care about whether they will be sent to jail because they depend on the money that they are making. They depend on the money that they are making. Because one or two person come and arrest and they may take a bunch of money and say, "My man, take it and go." They may take it and go. And that should not be happening. So what measures are taken against the users and the importers? Measures should also be taken on the enforcers. Those who have been given the mantle of authority to enforce the issue of no drugs usage. If they are found in the act, let them be prosecuted too. And let it be done publicly. This man's daughter was found in a ghetto with a huge amount of drugs. And because he worked with the drugs enforcement agency, so he's ordering
Yeah,
people to
yeah.
free his daughter.
He said AR, like AR voice, AR voice.
AR voice.
Yeah, he's
Even they say
according to he's
AR.
AR voice. Yeah, he's
Yeah, and
AR.
this is bad. And this is bad. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing
Yeah.
it. Because you work with the institution, so you feel that your child or your children can do whatever they want to do. And when they are arrested, then you call and start blasting our security forces to release them. What are you doing? So they should, I mean, his suspension should not, it shouldn't have even stopped at suspension. He should have been disciplined. He should have
This
been
opinion,
prosecuted.
it's be sad.
Yes.
It's be sad because that statement you can't take DA person not enter into a ghetto and go to raid, then you see your child there, then you saying the officers should release your child because yeah, like interest, so they should release your child. So
Yeah.
I think we'll find the jobs in our country many days. Like the new jobs they just discover different yesterday. The uh the Korean spark and die, which are
Mm-hmm.
when our brother taking this fit time. Yesterday they caught another guy to intern there front
Joseph,
street
Joseph, around Joseph Street area.
around the street shouting spare
Mm-hmm.
part. He say he's selling spare part, but he have a just in that area. So the government really to be serious when it comes to the just issues. I appreciate the deal officer of district number 17 yesterday. They did a serious raid to district number 17 where they enter into a ghetto way down the swamp. I one of the biggest ghetto in district 17. They made sure they broke down that ghetto yesterday. I appreciate them a lot. I saw that video. I followed the video yesterday. I appreciate them for that, but the government needs to be serious when it comes to the just issue because it is alleged that as long as the officer came out to say is a person interest into that girl. So the government is staying strong for us to fight this just issue in our country. Like this morning, trying to make my way to town to do run out of my school business. Uh, a guy I've been knowing for like 2 to 3 years, knowing car at the EW junction. It was shorting this morning. I heard he passed off due to this just issue. So the government really need to stand strong when it comes to the just issue in our country. We need to stand, even the youth need to stand up for our brothers and sisters that are going astray. Because end of the day, that all our new go. They do go apply, go the country, go help us go out of the country. We opportunity to do not well, they say, oh, like Liberian boss name, all the names they see just happy. So they will be spoiling many of us opportunity. So we have to stand strong for our brothers and sisters.
Yes, indeed. The government needs to stay strong because this is actually leaving a stigma on Liberian youth. And as Joel just said, right? Now you travel to other country, eyes are on you. Everyone now are taking a look at you. Why? Because in recent time, everything about Liberia has just been drug abuse. The youth are involved into drugs intake. The youth are abusing drugs. It has been going all around. And now eyes are on you. And this is getting on the increase. And there is a need that more tougher measures be put into place. More tougher measures be put into place. Because if not, I say if not, 2 or 3 years from now, Liberia will become a youth that is a drugs or drugs user country. Because look at the numbers of disadvantaged youth that we have now in the country. Just take a look at them. How they are increasing on a daily basis. So just imagine 2 years from now, without a tougher measures, it means that we have more youth that are about to get involved into this habit. And one of the shocking part is that we appreciate the folks that came up on August 7th to do the Say No to Drugs campaign and give the petition and whatever. But there are times if you are speaking towards issues and your action is showing something else, it raises concern. Now, you gather people to go and petition the government to see reasons to strengthen the fight against drugs abuse in the country. And 2 to 3 days after your petition program, we started to see you people fighting among yourselves. You people started to fight among yourselves as to who owns the organization. And that is a big no. That is a big no. And once you start to do that, people who have had interest in supporting the fight, they sit and begin to think, why are these people establishing these institutions? Is it because they just want to benefit themselves? Is it because they just want to benefit themselves? And that is just what they are showing now. There is a big fight among them as to who owns the name Say No to Drugs. And most of all, they took the name Say No to Drugs and went and registered it as an NGO. How can you name an NGO Say No to Drugs? And not only that, they did the registration and only one person, one, one single person did all the registration, only that one person knew on the whole document. And now there is a serious misunderstanding amongst them as to who have ownership of this institution that they are calling Say No to Drugs. Who? And this is something that we need to stop doing. This is something that we need to stop doing. If we come up to say, yes, we stand against this, and we want to see efforts, we want to see changes, it means that you yourself have to be ready for that change. People went to petition government to fight against drugs, but some of the people that went to petition the government, they have we and not in the hand. Some of them have weekend in the hand. So what's the difference? You are going to petition the government to stop things that you yourself you taking? And this is something that we need to continue to talk about. So on this slide, we would like to have the final say from each and every one, and then we get on our next talking point, which has to do with the disrespect for the rule of law or officers of the rule of law. So let everyone have their final say, and then we'll move to our next talking point. Clinton, are you on? Joel?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm here. You getting me?
Yeah, Clinton, I'm getting
Hello?
you. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, we
getting you.
getting.
Yeah, so I'm sorry for the breaking, man. I was actually facing problem with the network in the room, so I will just come outside. I was see the area just looking down.
For
But
me,
just yeah,
Okay.
I keep on just going off
I
on.
saw it I'm sorry about the lighting system because I didn't see like bro expecting current.
Okay, no current, no current in our
No
community.
current.
Right? Okay, so see,
Yeah, right now no
see,
current.
let me give my party statement on this topic. The rise of drugs in Liberia. Then we'll move to the
Mhm,
next topic. So
mhm,
we have said a lot when it comes to the issue of the drugs in Liberia. But what I want to see is that sometimes the issue of the drugs is sometimes stress that you see. It sometimes leads to someone getting into drugs, being addicted to drugs. Stress, like where you have your only hope in life, maybe your father, your mother passed, or and then you just lost your entire hope. You don't even know where to start from, where to go in your entire life. So when this happen, you sometimes follow friends, or you sometimes you just leave the entire track, and then join into these activities, like the just activities. So we understand that stress also play a very important role when it comes to the issue of being addicted to drugs in Liberia. So we also
mhm,
talk about lack of awareness. So when the public is not informed, you will get to know that most people will be involved into this attitude, this act, because they are not being informed, they are not being given the education. They have to be informed of the effect this substances can cause to human life, the health effect, some of the effect it can cause when it comes to your human activities. Like the issue of just right now, one reason for which our population refuse to grow is that most of our youth, both boys and girls, are into the just activities, and you will find out that the idea of the reproductive activities in our country reduced, because you will find out that a lot of youth, both boys and girls, are into the just activities. And once you are into that activity, you are not even thinking about bonding or even thinking about having child. So yeah, these are some of the effects when it comes to being addicted to drugs in Liberia. So I will stop here, and then we go to the other panelists, and then from there we move to the next topic.
okay. So, Joel, do you have anything else to say on the drugs issues?
Anyone generator.
My parting statement is concerning the just issue. Uh, just a call to the government, other organization, and other NGO to stand by the government to fight this just issue in our country. So that's my call. Many days you see our brothers and sisters, the youth, uh, people referring to them as Soko, people are older than us, passing by them referring to us as Brabi. Meaning I get degree referring to us as Brabi because we are not into this happy. So they refer to us as Brabi. So my appeal is that it goes to the government that they should send a strong message to the FDA, stay strong to fight the just issue in our country. So that's my parting comment.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much to Joel for that parting statement on the issue of drugs abuse and intake in the Republic of Liberia. And what we want to say is that though we understand that the government has taken some steps, such as passing the Controlled Drugs and Substance Act of 2023, and which toughening penalties for traffickers, but the reality is enforcement. We need more
Mhm.
enforcement. If enforcement are not put into place, definitely any law that we pass, any mandate that we put forth, it will not be respected. And I think we need two approach. One is a stronger law enforcement and border control to cut off the supply line. Because like Mr. Don said, all our borders are vulnerable. People can just cross over anytime with anything. And that is something that needs to be worked on. And secondly, rehabilitation and reintegration program. You cannot just arrest the people, take them and put them in jail, and then 2 3 days You put it outside without rehabilitating them, without carrying them through any kind of medical examination or whatever. No treatment, nothing. And you expect them to change. Definitely, they will not change. So we need to see reason to get involved into these things. And once we start to do that, I believe that yes, indeed, the fight against drugs will take a little hold. So let's take this break to be right back, and then we will be getting into our next discussion, which has to do with the disrespect for the rule of law. Our last and final discussion has to do with the decrease in US rate. Though US rate have decreased, we are still seeing a lot of things. So I'm keeping that for last because there are a lot of things we need to say about that. So we will talk about the disrespect against officers of the law, and after that, we get to our final talking point on this program. Stay tuned. And so, if you're just joining us, a pleasant welcome to you. This is the program Image Spotlight on Image TV, and we are discussing issues of major concern. And so, on our next talking point, which has to do with the disrespect for officers of the rule of law, and what I want us to talk about today is that this thing is getting on the increase. And the growing disrespect for the rule of law and officers of the rule of law is getting on an increase, where we have seen from various videos how citizens are attacking police officers, to cases where officers are insulted and assaulted during routine traffic stops. It is clear that the relations between the public and the police are on a screen. And this is dangerous for two reasons. One reason is that it undermines the authority of the law enforcement, making it hard for officers to maintain peace and order. And secondly, it reflects the growing lack of trust between the people and those sworn to protect them. But I want us to be honest. This problem is two-sided. Most of the time, people blame the citizen for jumping on a police officer, but at times the police officer they try to do they get their own thing and two they can do too. So this thing is a two-sided thing. And one is that the citizens must respect the rule of law and cooperate with the officers. When the citizens are respecting the rule of law and cooperating with the officers, we believe that we will not see these things that are happening. And on the other hand, the officers must also act professionally, avoiding excessive force, bribery, or abuse of power. And I say bribery, I know some gonna police officer somewhere saying, that won't get happen. But it has to happen. If you want respect, there are certain ways that you have to carry yourself. And so that is what is happening. The citizens needs to respect the police. And likewise, the police needs to carry themselves responsibly. Why? Because if you there's a common saying in Liberia that says if you put yourself in tomato cup, they will dish you up with broomstick. You as an officer of the law, there is a way that you need to carry yourself. And if you are not doing that, definitely the citizens will continue to disrespect you. Though it is not right, but they too see it as a means of getting away from whatever they have gotten in with you. So this is the second talking point on image spotlight, and it has to do with the disrespect for officers of the law and We will have our colleagues on who are going to be having their own input. And after that, we will get to our closing and final segment of this program. And recently, we witnessed a video online where a keke rider challenged an officer, though he's not an officer of the LMP, but he represents the Painesville City Corporation. And once he formed part of the Painesville City Corporation task force, it means that one way or the other, he is a law enforcement personnel. But he was attacked, he was beaten, he was disgraced by a keke rider. But hopefully, we have heard that that keke rider have been arrested. And we say thank you to the Liberia National Police for carrying out this investigation and getting that individual arrested. Because this is something that we cannot allow to continue to happen. Once we continue to allow these things to happen, definitely we are heading towards a state or a country that will be a lawless one, where anyone can just get up from anywhere and jump on an officer of the law and fight the person and get the person hurt. And this is not what we want to be seeing. The officers of the law are to be respected. They are there to protect you and I. They are there to bring peace and stability. So if we as citizens starts to rise up and jump on them to fight them, jump on them to beat them, it means definitely we are heading to a place where there will be no law and no respect for the rule of law. So I leave it over to Clinton. Now he will have a say, and after that, we reach out to Mr. Don for his own saying, and then we hear from Joel, and after that, we get to our final talking point. So Clinton, that is it.
Okay, thank you, CEO about things so much for the time again given me. So when it comes to the issue of violence
Clinton, your internet is very bad. You are breaking in. I'm not getting anything from you right now. So I think you need to change your location again. Hello, Clinton. Okay, I think Clayton is having a network issue again, and we hope that he can settle it and then come back on. And we are also looking up to Mr. Don to have his say. If not, we will continue. And on several occasions, we have seen how officers of the law are being disrespected in the streets, in the markets, at times when they even go to make arrest. When they go to make arrest, they are being disrespected. And this is something that should not be happening. It is not right and should not be happening. So we get it out to Clayton. Clayton, you can continue.
Okay, so like I was saying, I'm saying that the issue of the violence against our laws enforcement officers in Liberia, it has actually drawn the attention of the public. Like in recent days, another incident occurred at the Pakopin Junction where we saw a keke rider going in a face fight with officer of the Painesville City Corporation, the Painesville Police officer. So
Mhm.
this is just this is just a good sign of citizenship. You are citizen of the country. You have to obey the rules of law. So if you were told by the officer, oh, you cannot pass this area, or this is not a rightful time to pass it, you have to wait and abide by that rules or that particular instruction given you as a motorbike rider or keke rider. But you cannot violate the officer only because you just look down on him. Because most of the bag riders, like the keke riders in Liberia, they just look down on the police officers. They just look down on them. So far,
Mhm.
the only people they fear in Liberia should be the AFL. But most of them, they don't even have regard. They don't even have one respect when it come or of the keke
Wow.
rally, we need to desist from this kind of act. We have to respect the law enforcer. We have to respect them because what the people are bearing the flag, they are bearing the country. So whosoever that has the flag in their hand, you have to give them the full respect because they are bearing the country. They are bearing the country flag. So you have to give them the full respect. You have to respect law or law enforcer. You have to respect authority whenever you get out there. So CEO Abba, I would like to stop here to give chance to the other people to continue to give all their view on this issue.
Yes, indeed. As a citizen of the country, you have to respect the rule of law. You have to respect the law enforcers because they represent the country. They have the country flag. They are bearing the country flag. So if you can see that person and jump on them to fight, and not just jumping on the person, look at how the guy disgraced the officer. And that was so bad. That was so bad. And another recommendation that I would like to put out there. I mean, are our guys not training or what? What's going on? What's going on? Because all of the fight we are seeing our officers going into, they have always come up as losers. They always come
But
up
there
as
was a
losers.
Abba CEO Abba, I'm not cutting you off. CEO, I'm not cutting you off. There was a recent video training on the internet on Facebook where we saw officer of the Pittsburgh City Corporation. They were training at the city hall. I don't know whether you ever see this video on Facebook. But yeah,
I saw
because I
the
don't know whether
video.
it's true or it's only yeah. So
I
that's
saw
it.
the
Maybe
video.
after the fight, they desire to train on to be physically fit when it comes to facing some of those issues in our country. So yeah, they need to
Yeah,
train
yeah.
anyway. They need to
They,
train. They need serious
they need
training.
to train. They need to train. And this last video that I saw, and I was concerned, and I was like, are these people not going on a proper training? How can you, as an officer, allow a very tiny can get around to kind of override you like that? And after that, we started seeing video of people from PCC training doing exercise, and it was kind of funny. And I'm still trying to authenticate that video to make sure that that video is true. And if it's true, then at least, yeah. So these guys actually
Uh,
need training. Please, you train our officers so that they cannot be disgraced each time they go into fights. Let the people be strong. Let if can get many and the motorbike minister between the in the screen, man. You train the people and let people get strength. Yeah, yeah, do the deal. Yeah, y'all stop begging shit, man. All right, so
but
we look up to Mr. Yeah, yeah, Clayton. Okay, Clinton is actually having a serious issue with the internet, and I think you have to go off and come back on so that we
wow.
can get you. Okay, yeah, we're getting you now. We're getting you now.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we're getting you.
yeah. So I was saying the age too matters. The age. Some of these officers they are very experienced. They are very experienced. But
Hmm. Clinton network is actually giving him problem. Okay, so we are not getting you, Clayton. We are not getting you at all. So I think you will have to go off and change your location again for the last time because we are now going to our last talking point. And so, Mr. Don, if you are on, we will ask that you come and have your say on the issue of disrespect for officers of the law. If you are not on now, we will then move to our next talking point, which has to do with the decrease in the US rate. And despite the decrease in US rate, We are still seeing increment in prices, and we are not seeing any action or step being taken by the Ministry of Commerce or the Liberia Business Association. We are not seeing any actions being taken from them, though the US rate are decreasing. So what is wrong? What is happening? First, we would like to know what are the causes of the increase in the US rate. He said because of unemployment. He said because of no job. What is actually the cause of the decrease or increase in the US rate? And most of the time, joblessness is at the heart of this crisis. You know, with thousands of people leaving their jobs, thousands of people not working, no employment opportunities, and frustrations begin to set in. And that frustration auto turn into a lot of things. And so most of the time, we have government that are responsible uh, to create jobs. We have governments that are responsible to empower small businesses. We have government that are responsible, that should be responsible to invest in other programming that will help to ease the economic condition in the country. But what we are seeing now, we think that there are more efforts or steps that needs to be taken by the government. The US rates have decreased. Some places it is as low as 180 right now, as low as 180. But yet and still, you go into the markets, you see prices are still high. Things prices are not changing, and nothing is changing. What is the cause? Clinton, this is up to you.
Okay, CEO work. Thank you again for this opportunity. So we are discussing the high increase, still the reduction in US rates. Of course, like you said, the rate is actually dropping, but the prices of the commodities still remains the same. Like yesterday, around the 2 FM in Dupo Road, I bought $2 of orange car yesterday for 200 like Brenda, like 200 for one, 200 for one. So meaning I paid $400 yesterday to just get $2 orange car. So I was there surprised. If we cannot be 180 or 179 some area, then you still selling cat for 200. So are you telling me that the rate still just 200, just one to one issue? So that's one of the
Mhm.
issues the government need to put a mechanism into place, where you have to restrict people when it comes to, because you cannot reduce the rate of the US dollar, then the prices of the commodity is still high. So like people will actually be confused. People will actually be confused. So let me give a little idea when it comes to uh the cause of this issue. So what
Mhm.
causing the rate to be reduced and then the price of commodity remains same, like the lack of job creation. So you find that most people are now working. So people goes into this petty business. You will see everyone, almost everyone, just doing money teaching business. If you're not doing money teaching business, you'll be doing something on the other side. So there is no job creation. So the government needs to create job opportunity, where the youth will go into other area to start getting money on their own. Another area there is also the economic condition. So we are not controlling our own economy when it comes to Liberia. Liberia is not controlling our own economy. Like the economy of our country is actually in the hands of the foreigners. It is clear.
Hmm.
It is clear. Like today on a Friday, when the Indian man close, when the Lebanese man closes his stores to go and pray, you will find out that Liberian will be up and down in red light, in Douala, in the main, Monrovia. People just you have to wait for them. You have to wait for them. If they are going there to spend 3-4 hours there, once they are not come to open their shop or store, you have to wait for them like the Fulani. The Fulani will close their stores because they are the one managing most of these Lebanese stores in Liberia. So they will close their store and go to the mosque on Friday. People have to wait for them until they come to open their store before you transact with them. So So once you are not controlling your economics, you find out whatsoever or whosoever control your economics, what the person says, why you have to go back. So the government need to put to actually work hard to partner with private sectors to create partnership with private sector for our job creation or entrepreneurship opportunity so that Liberian themselves can at least taste their own economy. So I will stop here and then it's up to you, CEO.
Yes, indeed. And as you have said it, the economy of the country is in the hands of the foreigners. And once these people decide to close their businesses, it means that Liberians will suffer. Once the foreigners
Mm-hmm.
decide to close their businesses, Liberians will suffer. Why? Because majority of the businesses in this country are being controlled, are being operated by foreigners. Uh, and what I do not understand is that at first it was kind of difficult for a foreigner to just enter in Liberia and just start to do a very huge business and just start to operate like that. But what is happening now is that our own Liberians, brothers and sisters, are the ones who are doing fronting for these foreigners. They go as being they themselves that are being in charge of the businesses, go and do the registration, go and purchase the goods and everything, and come only doing it because they want to earn little of nothing. Because what Liberians are earning now in most of these businesses, in fact, right now, you go to most of the stores, most of the shops, you get to notice that Liberians are not even the ones that are store boys again. You have
No, it's
foreigners
not
now,
happening.
they are now the store boys. You have foreigners
So
taking over jobs that are being strictly designated for Liberians only. Liberian owned job
okay,
are now being given to foreigners. And when I saw the information of the Ministry of Labor increasing the work permit for foreigners, I said, well, this is a relief. But by just announcing that these work permits are being, their prices are being increased, it's not all to it. The Ministry of Labor has more work to do, which is they need to get out there and carry out their inspection on every businesses in the country. And this should not just be a one more, two more thing and they stop. Because we know for our government that's just what they do. They come up, they pass up a mandate, you see them in the street, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 week, it end. You don't see them again. And this is not what they should be doing this time around. If the Ministry of Labor actually mean well for Liberians and they want Liberians to have employment, they need to move out to these stores, these institutions that are being established, jobs that are meant for Liberians. That's so foreigners they're doing it right now, which means they are actually going against the law, which means they are not respecting the law of the country. How can a foreigner come in Liberia and start to do the job that is being solely put aside for only Liberians? And the Ministry of Labor, they are there. They are not doing anything to put a stop to this. They are not doing their regular inspections. And so this is making things hard for Liberians. And when these things starts to happen, it means all the people are doing now, every cent they make, they pack it up and ship it to their own country.
of
So
course,
what is there now to
that's
counter the US dollars with the Liberian dollar? Nothing. Because everything the people are shipping it to their own country. So we see 1 year or 2, 3 months, it will go high. Why? Because US dollars is scarce on the market. We are not finding US dollars. So a US dollar starts to get expensive. Why? Because the people pack everything, they ship it to their country. And this is getting on an increase. There is no price control. Now US rate is dropping, but prices are still increasing. Why? Because we do not have control over the prices. Anyone can go Guinea, bring their goods and price it the way they want to price it. and they get it and start selling it. Anyone can go Africa, bring their goods and put their own price on it and start selling it. Anyone can go in Togo and bring the goods and put their own price on it and start selling it. Nobody has price control. And this is one thing that the government needs to put her feet down towards. If there should be stability in our economy, there should be price control. Because if we do not have price control, definitely we will not get control over the increment or the decrement of the US rate. If we do not have control over the price in the market, definitely things will continue to be expensive because anybody can go out and come back in and give whatever price to whatever commodity they get, and there will be no one to put a stop to it. So the Ministry of Labor, you have more work to do. The Liberia Business Association, you have more work to do. The local business association, the money changers association, all of you guys, you people have to put together and put a stop to this. Or else there will come a time that the layman will not be able to afford anything. The layman will not be able to afford anything. And that will become very bad for the country. And this is something that needs to be worked on now. Increasing the payment for work permit for foreigners is not just all to it. As you people have increased the payment, you people should also be able to get in the field and do your regular inspection. And not just doing this regular inspection, but you should also hold yourself accountable. Be responsible. Do not go to the Leonie Man Business Center and because he gave you brown envelope, so you just get outside and leave him there. No. If these people are violating, make sure that their places be closed and whatever fines they pay it. Instead of them just paying it to you and you put it in your pocket and go. Let it be paid into government revenues. Those who are occupying jobs that they should not be occupying, let them be removed. And let Liberians have the chance to work also. Once we begin to do this, Liberia will start to get on the right path. Liberians will start to be happy. Liberians will become peaceful once again. But if we are not doing this, it means we will continue to see more protest. We will continue to see more unrest. We will continue to see more dissatisfaction. And another thing, everybody will continue to be angry. And that is one thing that we are seeing in the country now. Everywhere you go, everyone, some kind of way, someone is just angry. For what? You don't know what is happening. And that is of the hardship, because of the hardship that we are experiencing, that people are experiencing. Everyone just angry. Years rate decrease, but prices increasing. Everybody just angry.
Mhm.
So more steps need to be taken. More effort need to be made if Liberia should get on the right path again. So Clinton, on this light, I will come to you for your final say, and then we call this an end. We have roughly about 3 more minutes to complete this program. So it's up to you.
Okay, so okay, see you, Abba. Thanks again for another opportunity again for me today to present on your program the image spotlight. You know, this I would say this is my first or second time coming on this program, of course. Like we've
Yeah.
been
Your second
out there
appearance.
yeah, we've been on the field bringing news and then collecting other information, but I've not really sit on this program. So this is my very first time to sit on the
Mhm.
image spotlight, and I promise to be here. Like yeah, once there is program, just hit me. I promise to be and then also make my input. So with the issue of the US rate, so we firstly like to say many thanks to the government of Liberia for a reduction in the price of the 25 kg bag of rice and that of the flour. So I
Mhm.
well the government, Mr. Braga, would like to say thank ever so much, but I feel that this is not just enough. Yeah, this is not enough. Yeah, this is not
Mhm.
enough. Reducing
Mhm.
the 25 kg bag of rice price is nothing, is not enough. Reducing the bag of flour price is not enough. If you reducing things, yeah, we will also recommend to you that reduce the issue of the gasoline. because when the
Yeah, it for the
gasoline price is
cross.
reduced, yeah, when the gasoline price is reduced, transportation will also drop in the process. And there will be other things that will really drop because if a person is buying gas where they charging fuel in the community, maybe it's all people charging for $50, then the gas price is reduced. I hope that they're going to drop it to $20. And a lot of things going to be, drop. A lot of things will actually drop when the gas price is also drop. So thank you for reducing the bag of rice price. Like people buy food being, full our business.
I
Yeah,
burn butter
first thing
Benin, I
that
see
God.
what
So
Benin.
thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you for dropping the red price. But we also there are a lot of things that the president needs to work or he needs to work on when it comes to improving the livelihood of the citizens of Liberia. So I will stop here and say many thanks to you for the opportunity given me tonight to be on your program, the Image Spotlight.
Okay, all right, and that was Clinton Carter there, one of our very strong and hard-working reporter on Image TV. The man has been in the field, but now he's now in studio, and it's great to have you. Okay, our boss major joining us. So, Bravi, we on the we on the
Yes, yes.
increment. That is the decrement in the U.S. rate, but the increment in the prices of commodities on the market. I think they may really busy to know, but
You got it right. You got it right. I'm a little bit busy, but let me just throw my weight on that quickly. You know, the U.S. rate currently, they say, what is the rate there, by the way?
it's
You don't say what
180,
cheap.
179.
Okay, 180,
Yeah.
179.
When it means
You
someone
see,
easy, you can say 175.
if, if the US dollar rate continue to go up,
Hmm.
it continues to go up, or it continues to come down, and the prices of basic goods and services are not going down, you are make no difference. Economically, you make no difference. It's like what you're doing there, because I'm a businessman. I bought my goods at a higher rate at the time. So the only thing the simple businessman could do, maybe I bought it at 200 and the rate had come to 180. There's $20 margin I'm losing on the rate.
Increase the price.
So the only thing I can do as a businessman, in order to, at that time you're going to do now, if you want to do marketing or you tell the firm break even. You break even at that point because you will not be able to sell your goods at that point. Nobody will want to buy you at a higher price right now. Oh, they'll be complaining. So you break even to stabilize your sales. And then your next goods that you're going to buy now, you buy it at that particular rate. You're going to get more and then you start to generate it based on the quantity you sell, based on the quantity you sell. The day the rate goes up, obviously it will still benefit you. But in that case, if a businessman, you don't have to sell, if you want to sell a break even at that point, it will be a problem for you. So what you need to do, the government should have, in my opinion, look, we want to stabilize the rate. Maybe you give them some little incentive on the business people who are going to lose on the rate. So you give them some little incentive on the goods and services they are providing in order to make up for the extra dollar lose in the rate. But mind you, when you do that, you got to be keen enough to ensure that this does not happen. There should be no fluctuation. One thing is that the rate should be controlled by the central bank through the commercial banks. That thing who has money changer on the street, say now Resa on to Rehab Market, to Tingo Village, say now in Kakata Street, say now to Bengbata. No. All you been with a small boot there, no. You have to complain, say taking it from other business. Then they complain whatever you want to do. Because if you control the rate through the central bank and the commercial banks, obviously what's going to happen there is that, well, the central bank and the commercial bank, so if you want to change your money, you go in the central bank or you go in the commercial bank and change your money. But you can get a lesson for a bureau. You can get a lesson forest bureau. So, but these small men that are on the street there, you need to take them there out and get a lesson for a bureau that will be able to help to control the rate. But if you don't do it, remember, you get a lot of Liberian dollar on the market. So what men are trying to do? They want the US dollar yet. So they have gotten more US dollar now. They don't want to put a Liberian dollar outside before people keep eyes on them. So they're hoarding in something called economic, hoarding the commodity. So they hoard the Liberian dollar. They put it in one little bag, put it on the mattress. It will be there for a certain time. So when you load the US, the Liberian dollar, they push it on the market. Then they restart claiming. So if someone got maybe 100 million Liberian dollar, obviously, they may put 100 million Liberian dollar on the market. He want to absorb the US dollar from the market. That's what he's going to do. So the US rate coming down is not bad. But in an event that is coming down, and then the prices of goods, services are not going down, are not commensurating with the rate going down, obviously it will still be hard for people. If you know someone's still buying gas at $300 or maybe $700 for 1 gallon of gasoline, okay, but yeah, he bought it $700 at a rate of $200 or $180 right now. Okay, but the time he bought a goose, he bought it at a high rate. Now he's selling it now, he cannot get his money out of it. So probably if you want to stabilize the business, you're going to break even and start fresh. So in my view, rate must be controlled by the central bank with the commercial bank with lessons Forex Bureau. Secondly, those who selling, the rate must go down. As it goes down, prices of basic goods and services must also go down according to the rate. But it will be difficult for businessmen to do it in that kind of economy, because if they go and start to bring the rate goes down, then they just do, oh, I bought my goods at a higher rate. So once they say they bought their goods at a higher rate, it will not be able to, they will not want to drop their price down, especially those who buy in a Liberian dollar. But those who buy in a US dollar, they don't have any problem. So if you buy your goods in US dollar, they will have no problem because it's still maintaining that US dollar. So when the rate goes up and come down, you will not be, you will have no effect on you. But if you bought it in Liberian dollar, say maybe the value of that goose was $100, and then when you get a $100, you sell it. But then you say, oh, I don't get $100. That man not going to sell it to you at the rate. He will not sell it to you $18,000. He's going to sell it to you $20,000. That's what the businessman going to do. He want to gain extra $20 because he really $180 now. He will sell to you for $20,000. Because the value of the $100 now is assumed for $200. For $180 is $18,000. If you took like $18,000 off from the person already, you say, oh, the goose is $18,000. But then if you gain physical $100 quote, but you say, oh my God, you will carry the rate, or you say, okay, no, the selling rate is $200. It's $201. Then obviously that $20,000 you're gonna give to that man. I mean, he extra $20 from you. The reason why he's doing it to back up his sales. That's what he's doing. So if the selling rate is 180, the higher thing you should add on that the selling rate, it should be maybe 50 cents or $1 more. But they're not doing it. But most of the guys are controlling the rate by themselves. So when you take the funny money changing guy from the street and focus on lesson Forex Bureau and the various commercial banks, obviously the rate will be stabilized. And one thing finally before I close on this topic is our economy is not too strong, but we need to, our currency is not too strong, but it's stronger than the naira. We need to focus on our currency. Everything, when we're sending Western money, union money from here or sending away from here, then you pass through our Liberian dollar, you go through Liberian dollar and come. Just set an exchange rate that will go through the Liberian dollar. Then we withdraw it to a Liberian dollar. When you're doing a Liberian dollar will be powerful as compared to the, not as compared to the US dollar, but we'll get more power. You'll see the rate will start to drop down. But other than that, everything is US dollar, everything is US dollar. So your money pool, they want to grab all the US dollar from the market and go to go buy their goods. Right now, they grabbing the US dollar. Close to December, you see the rate will start to fluctuate because people want that US dollar to go buy their goods. From now to October, May, October, you will see that rate will start climbing again. I'm not wishing for it, but you start climbing because people want more US dollar to import their goods for the Christmas. That's what's going to happen. But basically, men need to work around it, and the Inspector General in Commerce to work on the process and make sure processes are in line with the prevailing rate, and ministry for people who are responsible, statutory people who are responsible to do that to control it, you go and control it. But other than that, it will sit there. Whoa, happy for the rate to go down. but the rate going down is not commensurating with the process of goods and services on the market, then still the government have not done anything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Don, for your input. And he said a lot of things, Clinton, and one has to do with the issue of the money changers all in the street. Everywhere you go, you see some kind of bus, money changer, money changer. And this is in other countries, you don't see these things. The people they put a change money, they create a bureau of exchange. When you see the man get here, where be anyone country bidding saying now, and he register when he paying tax. But in that, anybody can just get a box, set it on the road, put umbrella over it, they start changing money. So everyone controlling the rate. I put my bars there today. I said my own rate at 200. I put my bars there tomorrow. I said my rate. That. And that's just what's happening. And once it continues to happen that way, definitely the rate will just continue to fluctuate every time. We'll not have a balance. And this is something that needs to be worked on. So, well, I would like to say many thanks to everyone for this edition of the program. It was actually interesting. And I'm so glad. And I hope that our next edition, we can have a whole team here again and we'll continue on this. What I would like to say, bye bye. And so, Clinton, your parting statement.
Okay, so we've been saying from the start of this program, so please respect the rules of law, respect law enforcer, because they are bearing the flag of the country. Going to the face fight with them is not actually good, and it does not represent you as a citizen of Liberia. And again, government of Liberia, thanks for the reduction in the price of rice and flour. Please, that is not enough.
The Megan forgot about your boss video. All right, thank you so much, Clayton, for being on. Do have yourself a wonderful time. Mr. Don, parting statement.
Yeah, I was muted. Thank you, Mr. David Abasewolo, the presenter of the show today. I appreciate you. Thank you, Clinton, for coming on. Joel, also thank you. You were here, but I don't know your network is giving some problem, but we're gonna work on that. We try our best to see how we're gonna work on that to make sure we be active here. And I will appreciate you, Clinton, most of the time when you see the program on, John, go in the chat room, you get it, the link is there, you pick it up. I want to encourage us to be focused on the network, on the platform, so we'll see where we will reach tomorrow in the future. That's how other networks started. Let's continue to speak against societal ills. Let's continue to speak against the violation of rights of people. Let's continue to speak on the women's rights. Let's continue to speak of children, girls. But let's continue to speak on the rights of people. Let's continue to speak on the negative things that are affecting our society. We are not pro-government institution. We are not anti-government institution. But when we're discussing societal issues, national issues, things that affect the daily lives of the people, their health is a human right. Education is a human right. Security is a human right. When all of those things are not in place, our rights, their rights are being violated. And we need to use their platform to discuss about basic rights of people, women, and children, human beings as a whole. So let's continue. And we're looking forward to another edition of this program. I don't know when, but another edition of the program. When we see it on, we come. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to do it on tomorrow. I don't know if you guys will have it tomorrow, but I'm looking forward. I hope we have another show tomorrow at the same time so we can be able to discuss. Thank you so much. And it was a good day.
Okay, thank you for your input. Thank you for being a part of the program. And this is how we would like to come to an end of it. Let's take our entertainer, Princess Fatu Gayflow, on this program.
Yeah.
All right, and so folks, many thanks for joining us on this edition of the program Image Spotlight with me, David Siwalu, and I was joined by Clinton Carter, our boss, Andrew Don, and then Joel popped in. And it was an interesting discussion. We looked at Liberia's challenges from just abuse to unemployment and insecurity to disrespect for officers of the rule of law and the decrease in the US rate, but an increase in the prices of commodities on the Liberian market. And it was an interesting discussion. There were a lot of things that were said, and there are a lot of things that we hope to be seen as changes. Well, it was good having all of the team members here, but I would like to leave you all with this question: what kind of Liberia do we want for the next generation? What kind of Liberia do we want for the next generation? Is it a Liberia of no regards for rule of law? Is it a Liberia where nothing is being held in control? Is it a Liberia where drugs will be taking over? But until then, next time on the program, Image Spotlight, I have been your presenter for this edition, David Siwalu, and do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye bye from my end.